I knew that the movie would do well because I could see Sandeep sir's conviction and passion when he was making the film. So I knew कि ये इनको पता है what he's doing, and I knew that it would do well. But somewhere I was like, I had a meeting a few days back before the release of Animal with my team, and I was like, I'm very nervous because it's my theatrical release after a good 5 years, after Laila Majnu. And I'm nervous for those reasons, but I was honestly not expecting much. I thought, okay, mera role hai, aayega, people will watch it, they might remember it, they might not. But I didn't expect it to go this big. I didn't expect so many people to connect with the character, and the kind of messages I've been getting, it's really overwhelming. So it feels good when people appreciate you for what you've done.
Do you recall the day when you got this offer? Where exactly you were and how did the message come across?
I was, I think post Bulbul, I was doing a TV commercial where I met this assistant DOP, and he told me that there's this director, he's making a film with Ranbir Kapoor and he's seen your film Bulbul, and he wants to cast you opposite Ranbir. And I was like, what? I said, okay. I got excited and I told my team, but I think us time pe it was at a very initial stage. So I didn't get any message after that for a year at least. And then a year later I get a message from T-Series, and they said the director wants to meet you and stuff, and I met him, and the first day we just spoke about life. He told me his life experiences, I told him mine. That's how generally you meet directors. Every director you meet, you first talk about how you got here in the first place. So that's what happened. And then the second meeting happened, and that is when he told me that he's he wants to cast me in the film as Zoya, and he told me that I'm going to be very honest with you, there's not much screen time for you, and it's kind of a negative role. But one thing he said which was interesting and that made me immediately say yes to him was that he said it is a negative role. He explained the whole graph of Zoya to me, and he said that she's someone who has come to his life with a motive, but I don't want people to see that. When they see you on screen, I only want them to see her innocence, and I only want them to see love in her eyes. I don't want people to think for even a split second that she can be a mole or she can harm anyone. So that made the character very interesting for me, because when you think of playing a negative character on screen, हमने बचपन से कितनी फिल्में देखी हैं, shows देखे हैं, कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं that you catch on to, and you're like, okay, if I ever get a chance to play a negative role, I'm going to do it this way. तो आप एक दिमाग में इमेज बना लेते हो कि पॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर्स कैसे प्ले करते हैं एंड नेगेटिव्स कैसे प्ले करते हैं. And this was completely opposite of that. I was not allowed to do any of that.
You had any reference point?
I had, yeah.
What was that?
There's many shows. There's this show called Killing Eve, जिसमें there's a character called Vinalel, who's my what? I'm going to say it correctly later. It's a tongue twister. But it's played by this actor called Jodie Comer. And she's a negative character. She's played it so well that I've watched that show at least 10 times for her. I wrote her long messages on Instagram, which obviously she never checked. Okay. And I watched her performance for Kala also. I watched her performance for this film also. And it really did help. But for this one, I had to let go of it because I couldn't use any of it in this film. But yeah, she's so good. So that is one character.
Anyway, good you did that. You erased that because you've gone on to become a national crush. And how do you react to this? You must be dancing in your house.
Dancing, I mean, it's अभी तक sink in नहीं किया. अभी तक I don't know. My friends are calling me. My sister called me yesterday, and she's like, "पहुंच गई हो cloud 9 पे." But I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to call this feeling. How to? It's just. It's good. I mean, I'm happy, and I'm grateful that people loved the character and they loved me in the film, and they've given me this title. I mean, who wouldn't like it? So I'm obviously very happy. People
में how many are guys who started messaging you or calling you?
A lot of people.
Or when you go out.
Yeah, I've become bhabhi for everybody. Everybody calls me bhabhi only.